everyone. In this video I would like to explain the basic concept of the proton exchange membrane or PEM fuel cell and how it works. So just to get familiar with the basic concept and understand what is the PEM fuel cell and how it works. So let's draw a PEM fuel cell here. So I'm just gonna draw a PEM fuel cell here. Assume that we have this one. So a PEM fuel cell actually is divided to three main parts. We call it we call the anode side, the membrane, and the cathode side. So we can call it anode. Here I just write it down to be clear. Here membrane and cathode side. So it's not just the three. These are the three main parts, but in reality we have two thin layer here. So let's draw here we have the let's draw here. Okay, so here we have the anode gas diffusion layer. Here we have the cathode gas diffusion layer. This small and thin layer here, we have it. I use a different color. Just let me use a different color for this one. We call it cathode catalyst layer, and here anode catalyst layer. So these are actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 part of a PEM fuel cell. Now the question is, what is a PEM fuel cell, and so why we use it PEM fuel cell? So the PEM fuel cell actually works by converting the chemical energy of a hydrogen and oxygen directly into electricity through an electrochemical reaction. So at the core, as you see at the core of the cell, we have a thin layer. Even here I just draw it very large and big, like the cathode side and the anode side, but in the reality the membrane in the middle one is really thin layers, which is the majority of time. So the material of this thin layer is naphthalene. So we have naphthalene. So and this membrane allow the protons, protons to cross and block the electrons. But let's explain how it works. So let's start with the anode side. In the anode side, we have the hydrogen enter to the systems, and in the catalyst layer, so these hydrogens come here in the catalyst layers through the gas diffusion layer. Actually, this hydrogen diffused through all surface of the catalyst layer here, and in the catalyst layer the molecule of the hydrogen is divided to proton and electron. So we have in this area we have this equation. So we have the hydrogens converted to electrons, protons plus electrons. So the protons cross the, so we have the protons. The protons cross the membrane, goes to the pass through the membrane and goes to the cathode side. And the electron, however, cannot pass through the membrane, so they are forced to travel through an external circuit, which is usable electric current. So here we can, we have a bipolar plate as well here. See, we have a bipolar plate here. That's they conduct the electrons. So we have a electrical circuit here. We call it here a load, and electrons. So the electrons pass through this electric circuit and actually generate the usable electric current for us, and then come back to the cathode side. In the cathode side, on the other side, so the air enter to the system. So here, sorry, I forgot, here we have the hydrogen enter, and what is exit is the hydrogen that is not reacted, plus some nitrogen that's across the membrane, because in the air side we have the nitrogen. So here we have air or pure oxygen, but normally we have air. So in the air we know that we have a different type of gas, oxygen and nitrogen as well. So in the air, so here we have the water as well. So in what is exit the stack. So in the cathode side we have the air, and what is exit, so we have again that's the air, and yeah, here we include water. So we have the oxygen, we have the nitrogen. So what happened in the catalyst layer in the cathode side? So we saw that in the anode side the hydrogen entered to the systems through a gas diffusion layer. These hydrogens cross and reach to the catalyst layer. In the catalyst layer we have these reactions. It breaks, split it to the protons and the electrons. The protons cross the membrane and goes to the cathode side, and the electrons pass through the external circuit. And in the cathode side we have another equations or reactions happen in the catalyst layer in the cathode side, which is so we have the molecule of oxygen that's we have in the air, or when we supply pure oxygen, plus the electron, plus the protons that cross the membrane, plus the electrons that pass through the external circuit, and finally we have the water. So this reaction is ectothermic, and we have heat as well as a byproduct. So in the cathode side, finally we have water, pure water, and heat, generated heat. So this is the basic concept of fuel cell system, how it works and how it generates electricity. So let's review. We have the hydrogens enter to the anode side, breaks to the electron and proton cross the membrane, electrons pass through the external circuit. In the cathode side we have the air, actually we have the oxygens. The oxygen react with the proton and electron, and produce water and heat. And these reactions happens around a low temperature, around 60 or 80 degree. Actually it happens and the range of temperature for the range of operation of temperature for the PEM fuel cell is around 60 to 80 degree. That's why it's useful. It's useful for portable application, or we can use it for portable power station applications, or in vehicle. Nowadays you can see a lot of vehicle use PEM fuel cells. So as we explain it, because the reaction that's happened, it's exothermal reaction and generate heat. So we have to control this heat. So in a real system, we have a cooling system as well. So let's assume that we have a cooling system as well. We have some tube that's pass through the cell and cool down the stack. So we have a fan here, we have the radiator here, and we have a cooling system here that cool down the stack. So normally we call this part of the system that supply the hydrogen for the system, we call it anode subsystem. So anode subsystem. This part of the system that's cool down the stack, we call it cooling subsystem. Just write subsystem. This part of the system that supply the air, we call it air subsystem. And finally, the last part, this one, we call it power electronic subsystem. So, which is responsible for the produced power in the systems. So, and expression that we used for the whole subsystem here is the balance of plant. Balance of plant, or BOP. If you hear about the PEM fuel cell, always you hear this word BOP. BOP means integration of anode subsystem, cathode subsystem, cooling subsystem, and power electronic subsystems. So in this video we have learned how generally in a basic concept how a fuel cell system works. In the next videos I would explain more control challenges we have in a real systems, and we will see how we can control different parameters that we have here to have a high efficiency in the systems. Thank you so much.